Greetings to everyone out there. It is December 11th, 2019. My name is David Miller, Pompano's self-proclaimed cultural arts ambassador. And I just would like for you all to see my session at the Cure for Education Reform Summit, online summit, where I'll be talking about, my title of my session is Culture Provides Solutions. So anyway, I take pride in being a mentor, and I mentored this year over 50 kids, students I'd like to call them. So as you'll hear me say in my session, and as I always say, culture is science, art, and religion. So those things right there, I believe, will provide us with answers. So anyway, again, my mentorship, the one I take most pride in, is my chess mentorship. I find that chess actually gives kids, students, strategy. It builds their value system, monetarily and sentimentally. It builds value system, and it allows them to practice patience, and it forms a sense of awareness. They actually would pick up on what pieces are most valuable, what moves is more vital to the success. So yeah, I think that chess is a major factor in one's ability to make decisions. Yeah. And reason for the video is for you guys to get a little bit of my background, a little bit about what I've done since 2015, when I decided to become a person that plays a role in the community. So this isn't a video for the session, but it's going to be a piece of it for you to know a little bit more about me, because just look at it as a little bit of my resume as a mentor. I have nonprofits that I worked with, and I have schools that I work with, and I have clients that I work with. So first one I like to mention is Atlantic Technical College Access Program. Here is where they train and provide first-time job skills for autistic young adults. I actually find that subconsciously I use the techniques learned from chess to keep those individuals' attention spans engaging in my lessons. With Atlantic Technical College Access Program, I'm a mentor in the sense of we speak to them and guide them. The lessons that I provide is script writing, drawing characters, and doing voiceovers for those characters in a recording studio at the Jamaran Creation Station. That library has a recording studio, and we also practice interviewing skills and resume writing skills for those young adults that's dealing with the mental spectrum of autism. Again, working with that same library in Collier City, I'm like the Pompano Beach Cultural Arts Ambassador. So in that library, I volunteer and I provide drawing classes for youth. Socially, it shows that black men do care about the process, the progress of cultivating our youth. Me being there shows adults that we care about our adolescents. Here's where I do a majority of my community work, is at the library. So special thanks and shout out to Broward County Libraries for providing Creation Station, providing all the equipment necessary and the tools and supplies I never had a problem getting that out of the library system. Working in agriculture for a nonprofit organization, that taught me a few things and allowed me a space outdoors to teach. I'm the site manager of the Patricia Davis Community Garden. Here I learned a lot about nature, and I was able to study science. At this garden, we actually creating a vibe where people could come and grow vegetables and learn. So the students that I bring out there on a paid internship basis, they learn how to grow organic produce. The garden provides the paid internship program for teens where they learn how to market, because we take the produce to a green market where they can advertise, I would say, promote, sell produce and do inventory. After the first part of what we do with this paid internship, we also provide them with lessons in public speaking. We learned that public speaking actually gives us a 30% more likelihood of earning a job, obtaining one. Actually being employed, you would have to know how to communicate. So we practice public speaking as well as weeding and gardening. So having your hands in the dirt and learning about from germinating a seed to creating a seedling to making a plant to possibly being a fruit-bearing tree, that process is something that we can metaphorically speak on the growth of a person's mind or career path in the garden. And also when we do tours for the younger elementary students, we teaching them things and showing them things that they already know. Surprisingly, third graders already understand what photosynthesis is. So, you know, that's a very good avenue. Teaching children outdoors, even in ancient world, not even so far ancient, but the days of Plato and Galileo, these guys studied university outdoors. They weren't inside. So, not to keep you too long, but I actually work with charitable organizations such as Small Biz, ECDC, Economic Community Development Corporation, Small Biz, and they have something called a health and wellness fair. So I brought my vendor tape out there for that fair, representing the garden, and they was able to sign people up for health insurance and do checkups and all that out there. So anyway, not so much about that. What I'm really saying is working with the nonprofits allowed me to have some kind of outreach to the general public with my free programs. Small Biz actually help provide job opportunities and teen scholarship drives where I recruited teens to volunteer for fundraising. The teens learned the value of giving back. All this within mentorship is vital because I'm now learning as I'm a mentor. I see myself learning as an apprentice. So when we talk about education, this right here, you can put the book down, you know, and this is like things that students, especially students, because we're talking about reform on education, these social activities that I'm speaking on with gardening, with fundraising, with working with nonprofits, and actually engaging the public, these are social skills that we need. Arguably, these things is part of culture that will mold the individual more than academics. but it plays a role in academics because you can see that advancement of a person's life by way of just observation, of all these things. So yeah, me as a mentor, I don't want to ramble too long because this is just a little bit about me and my background and how I see it. So last, a little bit in the profit side of things, because I was just talking about my volunteering, my mentorship, and my advocacy just now. Working as a freelance media artist, I'm able to teach my peers about video production and graphic design and branding while also getting paid for a service. So for the summit, I am MVP, major visibility provider. So I have a degree in media art, and the media art is kind of the avenue I use for that access program where we do voiceovers and draw and do graphic design. But my nonprofit is like the consultation, but then I'm actually counseling as a mentor. I have a degree, a bachelor's degree in media arts and an associate's degree in Bible study of theology. So yeah, that degree actually allows me to do some counseling, and I spoke at Alcohol Anonymous meetings before. But I think that yeah, as far as education reform, we need to act as mentors to the students and act as advocates to the students to make sure that they really on a path of success. You know, and as I said, I keep repeating my topic and title is Culture Provides Solutions. If you're not playing a role in the culture, then the kids aren't gonna be as successful. So again, advocacy and all that is part of the success of our students. Again, culture arts ambassador. I just bring value to and exposure and awareness to venue locations and programs. Bring awareness to traditions. So me, David Miller, I'm always addressing local agriculture, urban development, and cultural education, along with paid internship. For this summit, I'll definitely be addressing the visual arts aspect of learning. So that's a whole rundown about me and my experiences, and a little bit about some of my employment. So I'm hoping that you could gain a lot from my session as the visual and performing arts portion of the cure for education reform. Yeah, and in the end, you just have to have a heart and compassion to care for the advancement of society. You know, whatever culture you partake in, we all are in one big pot. And I think that we can find answers as we go into the future for the declining of education. We can find those answers. And this summit right here is proving that reform is happening. And we the best.